Hello, focus group, and welcome to today's exercise and answering questions. Okay, now as I'm working diligently in my workshop, having fun, my first weekend off in, gosh, almost a month, I'm thinking, now picture packages, bow kits, number one, and this is the stuff that I would include in it, everything you basically need. You got a nice little, I believe 48 inch, there and abouts, maybe 49 inch horse bow, basically fully tillered. Component number one, the backbone of this kit. Next, a bending form, which I've made a lot of bows with. This is a really nice compound radius. Love it. You just use little C-clamps on the bow. Pad the belly of the bow with little squares. Maybe I'll throw some little squares in too. You supply your own C-clamps. So you got the bow, you get this, you get the tendons to back the bow. Don't need to source these out, and you get the right amount. It would take 5 to do this. Bega hide glue. And this is kind of the tricky one. The back rounding sanding block. Now this one is too large. This is an 8 inch, I believe, or a 10 inch. I would have to go that extra mile and get either a floor trimming blade, I'd have to experiment in this, which is 4 inches plus change, or a trim saw, which is 5 and 5/8, let's just say. Smaller diameter, so it represents a smaller tree, and would look super cool on these things. My responsibility would be getting these blades, and then finding a machine shop that could bore out the hole for the arbor to 5/8, because my table saw runs a different arbor than those, but that's neither here nor there. You'd get a correctly sized radius sanding block. You just glue your own sandpaper on there. Okay, that's the first one. That's horse bow kit. The next one would be this classic D bow, 56 inches long. Again, I nailed the design of this morning. Worked last night, worked again this morning, got it. So this is basically a tillered bow right from the get-go. With this one, I believe, let's throw in, which you could use for other bows. I would have to do a custom one for this bow, but boil the tips. I like boiling the tips with oak. Then a recurve. And then this is for the C-clamp, and again you pad this with little squares so you don't put like a round impression in here. I put this over, if I'm not boiling it, if I'm steaming it, just pot of water, put foil over it, have this a little tiny pressure with the clamp to go, wait 25 minutes, and then tighten it, wait some more time, tighten it until you drive it home, and then let it dry, or not dry, cool down, wait a day and then do the other side. Anyway, number one component, the bow, basically done. Radius sanding block for recurving, and it would be a minor recurve, so you wouldn't risk like snap and then you have to get another bow. It would be just enough. Bega hide glue and rawhide strips. And you're saying, well, I use Titebond for rawhide. Well, I would force people to learn a new technique where you soak the strips of rawhide in a weakened glue, because, again, you don't want to infuse that rawhide with just pure water, and it would displace that room that some glue could occupy. And enough for sizing the back, and I have to tell you, oak is ring porous, red oak is ring porous, white oak isn't. It's kind of a weird deal. It absorbs glue so well, and you can get a super strong glue joint. It's not like that hard Osage stuff. But anyway, recap, this, for recurving tips slightly, and radius sanding block. Everything you need, except clamps. I'll even throw in the little squares. Bow number 2, horse bow, bending form for reflexing the handle, and it also works out for the limbs to deflex them. Sinew, radius sanding block. So what do you think? High quality kits to get you started in finishing your own bow, and also sinew backing or rawhide backing. And certainly I could give the option to sinew back this. This is a nice length, 56 inch for sinew backing. There, I got the reflexes of a cat, a really old cat. I appreciate your input. Even the folks that just watch my videos and don't comment, please add your input to this. Just thinking. And of course, I'll still work on stave-made bows, but as a former, no, not a former teacher, I'm going to be a teacher my entire life. Both my parents were teachers. It's in my blood. I want to teach people new skills, especially with bow making. And with that, thank you. Enjoy this lovely Saturday.